You ever notice how Donald and Goofy seem too comfortable around universe-breaking events? Like they've seen this all before? Because maybe they have. Maybe Donald and Goofy are ancient. Today we're diving into the theory that Donald and Goofy aren't just King Mickey's bumbling sidekicks. They're timeless witnesses to Kingdom Hearts itself, beings who have been around since the age of fairy tales. Let's start with the evidence. In Union Cross, the mobile games set before the Keyblade War, Donald and Goofy appear in story events. No explanation, no portal, they're just there. And this isn't just a crossover gag or a glitch, it's treated as canon. They shouldn't be. Mickey? Fine, he has jumped through time portals before, but Donald and Goofy? That implies that they were alive during the age of fairy tales. Characters who don't belong in that era, who should have been erased, but weren't. And here's where things get weirder. In Union Crofts, Gummi Blocks are canonically a thing. You know, the spaceship Legos made from the broken barriers between the worlds. But the barriers hadn't fallen yet. That's the whole point of the Keyblade War. The world was still united, so how are Gummi Blocks already being collected? Either barriers broke earlier than we were told, or Union Cross is a simulated retelling, a constructed memory. Or someone with knowledge of the post-split tech is present way too early. And who just happens to show up in that suspicious era? Donald and Goofy. It's giving canonically online, but for reality. Let's shift into the modern game. Donald Zettaflare is a literal god in Kingdom Hearts 3, and survives. Something that should canonically obliterate his body. We've seen entire worlds vanish to much weaker attacks, but Donald just takes a nap. Goofy has a similar thing, saving Mickey in Kingdom Hearts 2 when everybody thinks he's dead from a rock falling on his head. Which should have killed him. It would have killed anyone. He simply says, gosh, I've gotten worse bumps in the noggin than that, and then just kind of moves on with things. Now here's something spicy. Yen Sid, Mickey's former master and Keyblade sage, clearly respects Donald and Goofy. In fact, he gives them higher tactical authority than Mickey at one point. He says, and I quote, "Mickey still hasn't outgrown his impetuousness." Meanwhile, Donald and Goofy are treated like seasoned warriors. Even when he explains to Donald that if he dies, he'll become a basic Heartless, not even a nobody, Donald's response is just, "Aw." That's not naivety. That's veteran ennui. So, what if Donald and Goofy aren't just long-lived? What if they're not even from the same fabric of reality? Let's entertain a wild but strangely fitting idea. What if they're like Muggles? Multiversal constants, entities who exist across timelines, not within them. That would explain their presence in every Kingdom Hearts era, and their immunity to timeline resets, why they're so emotionally grounded while reality collapses. Donald and Goofy might be the only consistent characters in Kingdom Hearts for one reason. They predate the timeline. They're part of a scaffolding of the universe. And if that's true, maybe they've just been watching all along, not just protecting Sora, but observing him, guiding him. Because they've seen hearts fracture, worlds fall, Kingdom Hearts itself shattered, and they are still here. Maybe that's the reason why they're with Sora, not because Mickey sent them, but because they chose to follow the thread of destiny again.